From our Toronto studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum. I am Ahmed Ramadan. Our top story for today, a federal judge has restricted Elon Musk's access to government systems. Two special government employees linked to Musk's group, the Department of Government Efficiency, were granted read-only access. This marks the first legal limit on Musk's actions tied to President Donald Trump. Another federal judge blocked Musk from accessing the U.S. Treasury's payment system. Unions claim the agency under ex-hedge fund manager Scott Bessent illegally shared members' data with Musk's team. A separate court delayed the deadline for federal workers to accept Trump's deferred resignation offer. The case will be reviewed on February 10. About 50,000 workers had signed up before the pause. At least 4 lawsuits challenge Musk's authority in these matters. The Judiciary's response is being closely watched. Meanwhile, U.S. jobless claims rose by 11,000 last week, reaching 219,000. A staff member of Elon Musk's new Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, has resigned after racist social media posts surfaced. Marco Elez was set to join Doge after federal approval. However, the Wall Street Journal exposed his past racist comments. Elez's posts, which include anti-Indian remarks and inflammatory statements about Israel and Gaza, sparked backlash. After the White House was alerted, Elez resigned. His exit has raised concerns about Doge's vetting process. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who approved some appointments, defended the team, calling them highly trained professionals. Observers say Elez's resignation adds to the rocky start for Musk's leadership under President Donald Trump. Google has cut back its diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, initiatives following President Donald Trump's attack against such programs. Trump's recent executive orders placed DEI employees on leave and ordered investigations into alleged illegal discrimination. Reports say Google's parent company, Alphabet, removed DEI mentions from its annual report. The company also scrapped hiring targets for underrepresented employees. Google's diversity website saw changes too, with its chief diversity officer's title now called VP People Operations. Other major firms, including Meta, Amazon, Target, and Walmart, have also reduced DEI efforts. Critics say these cuts could reduce workforce inclusion, affecting underrepresented groups. Advocates argue that DEI helps veterans, parents, people with disabilities, and non-degree holders. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order aimed at eliminating what he describes as anti-Christian bias. The order establishes a task force led by U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to oversee its implementation. Trump reaffirmed his administration's commitment to protecting religious freedoms, vowing to end any government policies that unlawfully discriminate against Christians. He also announced plans for a new presidential commission on religious liberty, alongside the creation of a White House faith office. The latter will be led by televangelist and Trump's close advisor, Pastor Paula White. The move aligns with Trump's long-standing claims that Christians face growing discrimination, but it remains to be seen whether its scope will extend beyond the U.S. borders, particularly to cases of persecution against Christians worldwide. The order's implication for India, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Hindu nationalist government has faced criticism over alleged persecution of Christians, are yet unclear. Modi is scheduled to visit the U.S. soon for talks with Trump. The U.S. House Democratic leader is pushing for a stronger data protection laws. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has introduced the Taxpayer Data Protection Act to safeguard Americans' confidential information. He accuses House Republicans of serving billionaire Elon Musk rather than the public. Jeffries questioned why Musk and his associates need access to sensitive personal data, including social security numbers, addresses, and bank details. He demanded answers on what they plan to do with the information and why Republicans are not stopping them. Democrats are raising concerns that unvetted staff from the Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency may have access to classified government information. Reports suggest the Treasury Department granted Musk's team access to the federal payment system, which handles trillions of dollars. Jeffries says the new bill aims to permanently block such access and protect Americans' private information from unauthorized hands. U.S. millions for Israeli university raise questions. Details come after the break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Tel Aviv University in Israel received $615 million in grants from the U.S. in 2023, according to tax filings. However, it remains unclear how much came from USAID or U.S. taxpayers. $462 million was spent on salaries and benefits. In 2022, the university received $581 million and $613 million in 2021. One report has suggested $379.3 million of this funding in 2021 came from U.S. taxpayers. Growing criticism on social media questions why U.S. funds are supporting an Israeli institution while American students struggle with debt. The university has also faced scrutiny over its past ties to Abu Kabir Forensic Institute accused of unethical practices. Tel Aviv University has not yet commented. Meanwhile, the White House has frozen USAID's budget, citing concerns over misaligned priorities and a review of global aid spending. A student has taken legal action against the University of Chicago, claiming he was unfairly evicted and suspended for his involvement in a Free-Palestine protest. Fourth-year student Manuel Rivera filed a lawsuit on January 14th, alleging the university violated his First Amendment rights. The lawsuit also alleges that the institution violated Illinois housing laws by removing him from campus housing and placing him on involuntary leave. According to court documents, Rivera was evicted from his dorm on October 21st, but he claims university officials falsified records to suggest he had until December to vacate. He is suing the university, interim dean of students Michael Hayes, and 2 campus police officers. Rivera is seeking more than $50,000 in damages for alleged unlawful eviction and retaliation. Last year's October 11 protest, marking the 1-year anniversary of Israel's assault on Gaza, turned violent when police clashed with demonstrators. Police used pepper spray and batons, while Rivera was photographed allegedly kicking a Chicago police officer. He now faces an aggravated battery charge. Legal experts suggest Chicago dorms may be exempt from city housing laws, potentially weakening Rivera's case. The university has not commented, citing ongoing litigation. The lawsuit is the second civil rights complaint against Chicago related to Free Palestine activism in the past year. Israel is targeting refugee camps in the northern West Bank in Palestine. Governor of the city of Tulkrum, Abdullah Kamil, described the Israeli violence as a replay of the Nakba. The Nakba refers to the ethnic cleansing and displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians by Jewish terrorists in 1948 to clear the way for Israel's creation. Kamil told Anadolu News agency that Israeli forces have demolished approximately 1,000 homes in Tulkrum and Nur Shams camps since 2021. Thousands have been displaced. The latest Israeli assaults hit Jenin, Tulkrum, Tammun, and Al-Fars refugee camp. More than 5,000 Palestinian families have been forced to flee, according to the Palestinian government. Kamil says Israel's actions are politically driven and part of its larger strategy in the West Bank. He called the destruction in Tulkrum a mini Gaza, pointing to Israel's border offensive. Since Israel's genocide in Gaza began on October 2023, Israeli forces and settlers have killed at least 905 Palestinians in the West Bank, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Rejecting any plans to relocate Palestinians, Kamil said, "We will not leave our land." Palestinian civil defense teams have retrieved 66 bodies from sand mounds constructed by the Israeli military in northern Gaza. Civil defense spokesperson Mahmoud Bassal told Anadolu news agency 37 bodies were found in northern town of Jabalia and 29 others in the Shati refugee camp in Gaza City. The spokesman also said stormy weather in Gaza has caused dozens of tents for displaced civilians across Gaza to be blown away, while rainwater flooded many other tents. Gaza urgently needs 120,000 tents to accommodate Palestinians whose homes have been destroyed in Gaza and in the north alone. He called for urgent international action to rescue the displaced and provide the basic necessities of life. Arab-American artist Fareed Armali has rejected Berlin's prestigious Kathy Kollwitz Award, protesting censorship against free Palestinian voices in Germany. The Academy of Arts said it regretted his decision. Armali, in a letter, criticized what he called Germany's reactionary cultural policies, accusing institutions of silencing Palestinian rights advocates. He condemned what he said was intolerable interference and self-censorship in cultural spaces, saying it dehumanizes Palestinians by erasing their voices. Germany, a strong ally of Israel, has tightened restrictions of Free Palestine events, banning protests and canceling cultural gatherings. Critics say Berlin supports Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's policies while ignoring war crimes in Gaza. Armali, a renowned curator and artist, has showcased his work in major international exhibitions, including Documenta 11. A French judge expelled Tunisian French activist Hagar Barkous from a courtroom in Nice last Friday for wearing a hijab. The move is sparking outrage and allegations of discrimination. Barkous attended the hearing of a fellow activist on trial for incitement to hatred. She sat quietly at the back, but as soon as Judge Christian Legay entered, he ordered her to leave. "You who wear a veil, leave the room now, because you are not recognizable and not identifiable," he said. Stunned, Barkous initially did not react. As others turned toward her, she realized she was being targeted. When she protested, the judge shouted at her to get out. 4 police officers then escorted her outside. Barkous met a veiled student outside in tears as she feared being publicly expelled next. Barkous, who previously sued McDonald's for her workplace discrimination, vowed legal action against what she calls a racist and unjust act. "This must stop," she said, pledging to challenge the decision in court. Rohingya women fleeing Burma said they have faced brutal violence, including sexual assault and killings. Many accused the Buddhist-dominated insurgent group Arakan Army of targeting them in attacks, forcing them into refugee camps in Bangladesh. One woman told news agency Benar News she was assaulted in front of her family before the rebels killed her father-in-law and brothers-in-law. Another said armed men stormed the school, took young girls away, and left their families without answers. A new report by human rights groups reveals both the Arakan Army and Burma's military have committed abuses, including using Rohingya as human shields. Survivors recall entire villages burned, drone attacks killing civilians, and threats to never return home. Since late 2023, more than 60,000 Rohingya have crossed into Bangladesh, adding to the nearly 1 million already in overcrowded camps. Many struggle without food or shelter. The Bangladesh government says it is working with the World Food Programme to assist new arrivals. But for thousands of displaced Rohingya, the suffering continues. A massive asteroid is heading towards Earth. NASA says there is 1 in 43 chance it could hit our planet in 2032. Named 2024 YR, the asteroid is the size of a football field. If it enters Earth's atmosphere, it could cause a massive explosion. Scientists estimate the blast would equal 8 megatons of TNT, 500 times more powerful than an atomic bomb the US dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima in 1945. The European Space Agency earlier gave it 1.3% chance of hitting Earth on December 22, 2032. Though smaller than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, its impact could be devastating. Experts say asteroid collisions have shaped Earth's history and may have influenced human evolution. Scientists are closely monitoring the path of the asteroid. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Salam.